All right, this short video walks you through how we're going to integrate Yahoo Finance right into Python using Colab. Okay, this is pretty cool because we can just go right out there and download a lot of data and start doing analysis. So let's go ahead and go into Colab here. And so just Google Colab, just put that in there, open it up, and let's create a new notebook down here in the bottom left. And immediately you will see my AI pops up, which is going to help me code later in this video. I'm not going to start off using it though, so I'm going to close that down right now and just open the screen, and we're going to start this. Now, the first time you've ever used Yahoo Finance, the first time you integrate it and reach out and grab this data, you need to install it in your Gemini Python system, in your, I guess, Colab Python system. So you hit exclamation point, you hit pip install Yfinance. Okay, I've already done this before. I'm going to hit Shift Enter. It's going to, when I hit Shift Enter, it executes the code and it creates a new code block. I've already done this before, so it's kind of irrelevant for me. You only need to do this one time. Once you do it, you never need to do it again. Okay, even if you do it again, it doesn't hurt you. So I did it. It's fine. And now we're down here. So now in this code block, we're going to start off by importing Yfinance. We've installed it, but we now need to import it and all of its libraries as YF. Okay, we're going to rename Yfinance as YF. Evermore, I can just use YF instead of Yfinance. It's a lot shorter. Now, I want to do some analysis of some tickers, some stock data, some ETFs. I want to look at the difference between value stocks, growth stocks, and the S&P 500 year to date. So to represent value stocks, I'm going to use PRF, which is the RAFI 1000. This is an ETF, an exchange traded fund that's managed by Invesco. It is really value tilted. And so I'm going to look at that. I'm also going to pull up the triple Qs, which is a tech index. The NASDAQ, basically, it's looking heavily at technology stocks, growth oriented. Let's pull up SPY, managed by State Street. This is the S&P 500. And then let's also, just for fun, download the 10-year Treasury. Now, where did I get all these tickers? Well, I just happen to know them in Yahoo Finance. You can Google things in Yahoo Finance. Yahoo Finance has pretty much anything that's publicly traded in there. So you can use pretty much any ticker you can possibly think of. So it's pretty cool. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to define a data frame, and I'm going to call it daily data. I could have called this anything, but this is where I'm going to stick a bunch of data. I'm going to download data and stick it in this thing called daily data. So I'm going to tell Yahoo Finance, hey, I'm going out to you, Yahoo Finance, and I'm going to download some data. And you can see it's giving me some suggestions here. So I can let's just hit let me redo this. I hit when you hit tab, it just grabs all their suggestions. Well, I want to change that a little bit. I'm going to hit interval equals. Let's just get rid of that space. I'm going to do daily data. You could do monthly if you want, or some other interval. I'm going to do daily data. I'm going to take a look at data just this year. We're in June of 2025, or 2026. So I'm going to look at data year to date. So 25, 12, 31. That's, oops, I have to say that. I have to call that my start. Sorry. I'm going to start the data here. Okay. And let's be consistent. Okay. And then I'm going to end my data on 2026. Today's June 10th, so I'm going to do June 9th. Okay. But again, this is just my choice. I'm going to close that off. And if I did everything right, hopefully I made no mistakes. This kind of looks a little suspicious right here, but I think I'm good. This should work. So I'm just going to hit Shift Enter. And it creates a new code block, and it worked through. There's no errors. Everything's completed. Boom, it's done. It didn't display anything though, okay, because I didn't ask it to display it. But there is a thing out there called daily data in my system right now with all this data in there. So let's go ahead and print it out. Let's do this. Let's go. Let's first of all give it a title. Let's go print. Let's go print. And I'll just put a bunch of text in here. Daily adjusted close. Okay, that's good enough. And then I'm also going to, in the same code block, put in my command here, display. So display, I'm going to display the data. Now, what you'll find is that there's a lot of data in Yahoo Finance. There's open, close, volume, high, low. There's a lot of stuff. So I don't want all that. So I'm going to tell it what I want. I want the daily data. I'm going to display the daily data frame, okay, but not everything. I only want to look at the closing price, and it's really the adjusted close, to believe it or not. Even though it's called close, it includes dividends, so it's really called an adjusted close, and that allows you to calculate returns with it. Returns including dividend. I only want the first five. So the first five I put head in there, so it's only going to give me the first five, just because I don't want to look at all the data. And I'm going to hit Shift Enter, and there it is. There's the first five of those. Beautiful, right? I've got the RAFI, which trades in the 40s, the triple Qs, which is trading in the 600s, the SPY, and the 10-year Treasury, which is 4.16% on this date. Today it's higher than that, but that's what it was on 12/31/2025. Now I could plot this out, plot the data. I always love to plot the data. The problem is this one's trading in the 40s, this one's in the 600s. I kind of want to see how they've done relative to each other. So what I want to do is scale them so that they all equal 100 on 12/31/2025. So how am I going to do that? Well, let's use the AI to help me code this, okay? Let's plot. I'm just going to tell it what I want it to do. Plot PRF, triple Q, SP, and SPY. I don't need to plot the 10-year Treasury, but I'm going to scale them. Scaling each to equal, let's say 100 on 12/31/2025. Okay, so I just tell it what I want it to do, and it starts thinking, and it's going to code it up for me. This is beautiful. Okay, and here it is. So here's the code. It's over here in green on this side, okay, because it hasn't run it yet. It says, hey, this is what I did. Do you like it? And you would want to spend some time and look through it. In the interest of this video, I'm not going to do it, but this looks right to me. I haven't run it yet, so if I go in here and I hit the arrow, that's another way to run code. It's running it now, and let's just see if there's, and sometimes you'll run it and there will be an error. I don't see an error here. But here's what I find interesting. They all equal 100 on this date, and SPY is in the green. SPY has done the worst. Now it's up, but it's done the worst of the three. PRF, the value tilted, with value was dominating growth until about, the last month or so, then it was overtaken. But what's interesting is both value and growth indexes have beaten the S&P 500, which you don't normally see that. Usually it's one or the other. And the other thing is there's been a lot of debate that value just hasn't worked. Well, this year it's actually done okay. This RAFI index has done pretty well. So I think that's pretty cool. But, what are these numbers? What is the total return of each of these? Well, let's go ahead and code that up. Let's ask it to do that. Calculate the total return of each three above using the close from 12/31 through June 9th. Okay, let's just see if it knows what I'm saying here. Sometimes you tell it something and it misunderstands what you're asking it, and it does something different. And sometimes it will code some stuff and it won't work, and you can adjust off of that. So let's just see what it did here. So it did something. So I need to kind of go down and see what it did. Here's the code that it did. So it did the starting and the closing prices. Okay. Looks like it did through the 8th, not the 9th. Okay, so I might have messed that up. Or maybe it doesn't have data for the 8th. I don't know. But I asked the 9th and it did give me the 8th. And let's see. This is the calculation for total returns, and minus start divided by start times 100. So it looks right. So let's go ahead and run this. And here it is. And display the results. There it is. So you can see year to date, the S&P 500 is up 8.69, call it 8.7%. Triple Qs are up 16.7. PRF, RAFI is up 13.9. It's interesting because the investment committee that I'm on, we recently had a debate as to how bad RAFI has performed relative to the S&P 500. And I kept saying it's done better this year, and no one believes me. And here I can just print it out, which is pretty cool. So the last thing is, let's just say you want to do more analysis. So let's say, I don't want to mess around in Python anymore. I'm more comfortable in Excel. So, okay, fine. Export the daily data frame to Excel and call it daily prices. Let's just see what it does. Hit this, and it's thinking. This is not a lot of code, and this is probably the type of code you should remember. You should know a few lines over time, but basically it says daily data to Excel. It says I'm going to export this, and now let's just print it out. Let's just go ahead and do it. Okay. Okay. Well, it's going to tell me the print is it's going to give me a note that it did the work. So I'm going to execute this, and it worked. Where is that file? Well, it's right here. In Colab, you just grab files, you go over here, here it is. So let's pull it up and just check out what this file actually looks like. It's going to, as I click it, it'll come up over here. I don't think I did that right. Okay. And let's open it up. And here it is. And what you see here is, this is kind of what I mentioned before, that when you go into Yahoo Finance and you download some data, it actually grabs a lot of stuff. So you can tell it what you want it to grab. But it's grabbing the close, the high, the low, the open, the volume. We actually operated off of this column, the close. And all of this stuff is inclusive of dividends, so it's an adjusted close, if you know what I mean by that. And so you can calculate total returns and whatnot. Just with this data alone, I could do other things. I could calculate Sharpe ratios. I could actually calculate tracking error between these indexes. I could calculate a lot of different things. And we will do all of those things in subsequent videos. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, because this is where I make finance fun for students. Thank you.